Hey, Picks and Parlay family, it's me, Detroit Lenny, here with another episode of Bet Win Repeat Show. It is Friday. It's March 29th. April's here. The tournament's here. Baseball's here. The Tigers are off to possibly, or I'd say arguably, the best start in baseball history. 1-0. Sorry, turn my phone on silent real quick. Today, we're going to go over some baseball, say maybe some Sweet 16, and also touch base on the contest real quick. Give you guys an update on that because April contest starts Mondays, April 1st, I believe, whatever the first is. Because today's 29th, today's Friday, Saturday's 30th. There's 31 days in March, so Monday would start the first of the contest. First of the month, which would be the April contest. Just quickly break that down where you can join the contest. Facebook.com/group/picks and parlay contest. It's a real simple contest. You join, there's a group page right there. This is the group page. And there's a post every day where you put your picks in. 2 picks a day, minus 130. You can't pick like minus 200 juices, money lines and stuff like that. 2 picks per day. You have to have a screenshot of every pick. Post those picks. Keep track of your record. Just grade yourself. Like if you're 1-1 or 2-0 or 0-2 on those 2 picks, whatever you are, that's all you got to do. First place is like $250, and then there's pays all the way down to 5th place. So it's a pretty cool contest. Good way to track yourself, track others, handicap your handicapping. Stuff like that, and it's fun. I talk trash in it. I don't know. Some people do, some people don't. But it's a great contest. Join the contest that starts April 1st. The end of March's contest, because it goes for 30 days. 2 picks every day, so 60 picks overall, 30 days. Holidays. I don't care what the holiday is. I don't care if you're sick. Contest goes, no days off. So. The contest update right now for March, we are through, today's the 29th, so we're through 28 days worth of picks, which is 56 picks. Yeah, so they got 57, 58, and then 59, 60 tomorrow. So let me bring this in real quick. Pull this down here. This is your April contest. I'm sorry, March contest. April starts Monday. March contest updated as of right now. Or through yesterday. Grayson Adams, 2 picks ahead, depending on how that push plays out. 36, 18, and 2. These are all minus 130 or better. So there's no bullshitted minus 500 juices in here or anything crazy like that. Side total prop, whatever you want to play. If it's soccer, it's full game. If it's tennis, it's full match. Stuff like that. We're not doing anything goofy. No Russian table tennis. It's a new rule. I know I'm a jerk. But that's kind of your contest right here. And I should say this. At the middle of the month, on the 15th of the month, if you're not 500 or better, you get cut. Because I don't want to keep track of everybody's records just for you to finish 10 and 47. And then quit playing or something. Listen, you got to be ahead. So, Marie Lance, 25, 28, and 3. Lance Adams, Mark Andrews, Pedro, Julie, Silky Man, Janine, Raymond, Eddie, Juan, Brian, Danny, Cody, Brody, Robert, Grayson. So, what do we got? Danny Daniels finishes out the top 5 if it ended right now. With 31, 24, and 1. And at minus 130, it's a profitable month. On bets. So probably everybody here is pushing the minus 130. There's not a whole lot of, I'd say, even money stuff. You tend to get in these contests, and because it's a cap at 130, you try to find the 130 number, and instead of just playing your best bets. But whatever. So that's your contest update. Don't worry. Hey, guys, I'm going to tell you guys what I'm into for some baseball. If whatever you're into, put in the comment section now. Sweet 16 action. What do you got going on now? I'll tell you what I got going on. You tell me yours. I'll tell you mine. But put that shit in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like, share, comment button, all that good stuff. Let's go back to this here. We don't have to talk about that no more. So that's kind of that as far as the contest goes. So I don't think it's over. There's 2 days left. I wouldn't call it over. But I feel like Grayson Adams is he's making some moves. I think he could play this out smartly in a contest and probably run away with this. So we'll see though, because I don't think everybody else is like gonna just roll over and die. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, comment, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. You'll never miss any of our stuff here at picksparlays.net. Let me tell you, we got a lot going on. A lot of rapid fire type stuff. So if you're not familiar with that, get about 3 or 4 handicappers. And we kind of give you like 2 picks each for a big slate of day. Like we're going to later tonight, we will have a big rapid fire for the NHL with Terry Edelman, king of props, king of NHL props. Terry Edelman, I swear, running. He has made me some money in some NHL props. So we're going to keep rolling with him. We're going to have OG Nick Parsons on from the Insiders Room. I'll tell you right now, you know Nick Parsons. He's been here forever. Been on the show. Very big friend of the program. You know what I mean? So talk some NHL. And Sniper West, also a good handicapper in the NHL. You can find any one of those guys on the leaderboards in the NHL at any given time. So this should be a really, really good. We tried to get Nick Earl too, but he had a dentist appointment. So it is what it is. We'll try and get him next week. We're going to start now. The NHL playoffs are coming right around the corner. We're going to start doing a little bit more NHL rapid fire stuff like this. Also free pick videos, NHL short YouTube videos. If you haven't already, check out our TikTok. That shit is fire. And I'm just saying, that guy running that TikTok over there, he's pretty funny. So check out our TikTok. We always got at least 1 free play a day up there. The YouTube video has usually 3 or 4 plays up a day. The YouTube channel, I should say. We kind of crushed some baseball yesterday. Speaking of baseball, we kind of crushed it yesterday on opening day. We weren't having a great month for the month of March. Hockey's killing me slowly with paper cuts and alcohol wipes, is what I've been telling people, like just kind of killing me. But we were very excited for baseball. We kind of, really capped going into baseball season and kind of stayed away from some other stuff. So we turned our month around yesterday for damn sure. And we like some baseball today. My favorite, I'll give you guys my favorite parlay. I got some player prop parlays. I got a lot of player prop stuff. I've been kind of I'm going to try and get more into this year. Last year, my favorite bet of the year, baseball, all year was no bat ninth inning. I'm pretty sure I got that at Caesars. Pretty sure that was like a their bet kind of thing. I didn't really see it a lot of other places. I think it was Caesars, but I couldn't find it yesterday. So I don't know if anybody else has found a no bat ninth inning bet anywhere, whatever book, let me know. I can get around to pretty much any of them, but let me know because I didn't find one at all. I didn't make one of them yesterday. I had some Nerfies. I think I ultimately went 3-3 in Nerfies or 2-2. But I hit some player props that I got some boosts. Part of my good day was I got some boosts from BetMGM that I had like I don't think it was for everybody. It was like, hey, your account here, you get a boost here or whatever. And it was like plus 750 stuff. And I threw a bigger amount on it than I normally would on a stupid parlay that I knew was juicy. Like just a hit parlay. So that made me a nice little bit of change right there. I also had like a 3-team parlay for plus 1,600. So that was really nice that I hit. My favorite parlay though today, like baseball parlay, just straight up money line, whatever. It's a little bit plus money, plus 109 is what I played it at last night for today. And that is the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. They're both at minus 225 money line is where I got it. I won't play them individually. I won't because they're too juicy visually for sure. I will go a little juicy on baseball and hockey than I will on some other sports. I might even be more juicier than most handicappers. I'm not going to lie. I will take the juice if I think it's worth the squeeze. I'll pay it. You know what I mean? So I won't sit here and tell you that, oh, we'll take it because it's at this. I won't take 225. That is for sure not ever happening. But parlay together minus 225 at plus 109, I like that. So that's where I got. I think Arizona beats up on Colorado. I know they beat them like a bajillion to whatever yesterday. I think it was like 16-1 or 17 to something. I don't know, like a lot. But I think Arizona's bats are going to pick up right where they left off last year. And I think Colorado sucks. I think Colorado is going to be one of those teams I'm just going against a lot all year long. So I'm on Arizona just to get the job done, not messing with no run line. I know this could be, listen, for me on a parlay, I don't have to whale hunt. I'm not looking for the whole pie. I just want a piece. I want a fat piece, but I just want a piece. I don't need the whole thing. So I'm not whale hunting. Like yesterday was a whale at 1,600 for sure. But I'm not doing that on a regular. I did not tread lightly yesterday at all. And it happened to pay off for me today. No, I'm not telling you or anybody else to do that. Tread lightly. Beginning of the season, tread lightly. I'm treading lightly today because I had such a good day yesterday. I'm not dumb. But I like this. I don't think Colorado upsets Arizona, and I don't think the Cardinals upset the Dodgers. I just don't think that happens. So I'm on the Dodgers and Arizona not individually, parlayed together for plus 109. That's my favorite. That's my max bet, Mac Daddy. Whatever these people, I laugh at these people on Twitter or X or whatever it's called. My 10 unit max whale. Play of the year, play of the season. I'm like, I saw somebody posted play of the season. I'm like, it's fucking opening day. You're already writing off another 161 games because you have the play of the season. Get the fuck out of here. I hope it's this humor or whatever whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like that. Keep betting the Preds. They are on fire. I got a little bit of hockey today. Let me see what I have today in hockey. I'm not opposed to a little bit of we're going to talk college basketball, and there's a game I like in college basketball a lot. So I'll kind of have that. I have a lot and a little. I don't have a lot of money, but I got a lot of parlays kind of riding on it. Like it's parlayed with something else kind of thing. But let's see. Hockey-wise, NHL. Do I not? Oh, no. Everything I have is for tomorrow. Sorry, because there's one game on today, the Devils and the thing, and the Sabres. I don't have anything on that game. I don't have no NHL today. I apologize. All the NHL I have is already bet on stuff for tomorrow, but you want to know what that is, stay tuned. Later on tonight, Picks and Parlays channel, there'll be an NHL rapid fire video, probably be 6-7 minute long video, less than 10 minutes. Let's say that, less than 10 minutes. You'll get 6 to 8 picks, probably some props, probably some sides, probably some totals, maybe a parlay. You'll get a lot of that NHL on that NHL Rapid Fire. That's on Picks and Parlays YouTube channel. That'll be over there. College basketball. Let's see. 4 games are on today. You got the NC State Marquette game, Gonzaga, Purdue, Duke, Houston, Creighton, Tennessee. What I have. What I like. I'm on NC State plus the points. I think this game has potential overtime. I don't think NC State wins, but I think they give Marquette a fight. So I'll take the points because I think it's going to come down to free throws of the last 30 seconds of the game, which we all know really last 30 fucking minutes. So yeah, I'm on NC State. I like Houston minus the points. I don't love them. Like, I took it. I don't love it. That's my least favorite bet tonight in basketball. And then I'm on Tennessee. I think they take care of Creighton. I did take that. But my favorite here, dog of the day in any goddamn sport or otherwise, is Gonzaga. I am not a fan of Purdue in the Big Ten. I thought they were overrated coming into this tournament. I think they're highly overrated right now. I think they were the most overrated number 1 seed. Let me rephrase. I think they were the most overrated number 1 seed coming into this tournament. You take away the big man in the middle, they're a really good team. With the big man in the middle, they're still a really good team. They play differently, though. They play differently with and without him. Obviously, he's a difference maker. But I don't think Purdue's really played anybody. Like, you look at who they played, like the Big Ten was kind of soft this year. Okay. Illinois, you can make a case for Illinois. Yeah, sure. But Nebraska was soft. Northwestern was super duper soft. Michigan State is always soft in the regular season. They're built for March. So I know I'm a Spartan fan, but whatever, I mean, so the Big Ten, I feel like, was really, really soft. I'm not saying that West Coast Conference was very, I guess, strong or whatever. I'm not saying that when Gonzaga's playing. St. Mary's was a good team. I don't care what you say. But, that's really about it out of that. But here's the thing. Gonzaga's already beat Kansas, what I thought was a good team in this tournament. And then they beat, McNeese State, right? Is that who they were? Who else did they play? I think they played. Was it? Yeah, McNeese. I don't know if they're state, but McNeese. But they beat them, whatever they should have. But they beat the brakes off Kansas. They beat the brakes off them boys. And Purdue, Utah State. We all found out the Mountain West wasn't what we thought the Mountain West was. And then Grambling State. So good job. You destroyed the 2 teams you absolutely should have. Okay, I'll give you that. But I think Gonzaga's going to fight. And I love them plus the points. I have sprinkled the money line. I got it at 5.5. I think it's at 6 now. Friday basketball design. Here. No, I thought I saw 6. It's only at 5.5. I got it at 5.5. But I'm also on I'm on Gonzaga team total because I don't think Purdue's defense will be there. I think Gonzaga has shooting. I think if they shoot well, they win this game. I mean, that doesn't, I know that sounds obvious, but that's not as obvious as you think. Just because they shoot well doesn't mean they necessarily will win this game. I think they shoot well, they win this game. I took their points over 74.5. I think they get to 75. I think they hit 80, to be honest with you. So I'm on that. I'm on Gonzaga points, and I sprinkled that money line. And by sprinkle, it was a whole ass portion. So I mean, I'm gonna hit the 5.5. I did that, and I got it. I think 180. I see 190 on Bet365. I see 185 at BetMGM and DraftKings, 180 at Caesars. So, Bet Rivers, if you can use them, if you're down in the Midwest area, Bet Rivers has it at plus 200. Shop your lines always and forever. Shop your damn lines. So that's where I'm at as far as on college basketball for tonight. Tennessee, I just think Creighton's went as far as they're going to go. And I think they should be happy with where they showed up to the Sweet 16. So tomorrow, man, I keep betting against this goddamn Alabama team. I shouldn't say that, and I especially when I'm live, I shouldn't swear like that. My mother's gonna kill me. It's Good Friday. I'm sorry. But this Alabama team, I don't make no money on them. I don't lose no money on them because I keep betting the overs, and that keeps cashing. But I keep betting against them, and that keeps losing. So, I don't believe that. Can they keep the pace up again against Clemson? I mean, they just run up and down the court, and they're shooting good. So I don't know if they can keep that up with Clemson. It's 164.5. I'll probably just get on the damn over again because it's a wagon. And then as far as tomorrow goes, I think UConn by double digits. I said it. UConn by double digits. I'm not afraid of Illinois. Just to piss the people off from Illinois. Baseball wise, let's go over that real quick. What I got. I'm not going to go over all the player props and stuff like that, but side wise, we talked about Arizona and the Diamondbacks. I like Philly. I like Houston. I like San Diego. All individually. Kind of parlayed those together. I think Craig Trapp did that in a YouTube short too. He liked those as well. So if they lose, it's his fault. If they win, it was my idea because we both bet them. Those are games I liked individually. And then when I think I heard his YouTube short, I was like, I'm going to parlay those together. But stuff I like because I like Philly, I also like Ronald Acuna Jr. over bases, total bases, like 1.5 bases, slight plus money, like 120-ish. Like I did that plus Philly to win as a parlay. I like Bo Bichette, his props, stuff like that. But I like Tampa Bay to win that game. So careful on those props. But I'm going to but focus a little bit more of my parlays on correlated. Like if I like this team, it's because I like this player. And like kind of a prop and a side or props and totals together on like some same game parlays. And I think that's going to be a little bit of my focus this year in baseball season. Listen, day one was gangsta. Okay. Day one was Praise Jesus Day. It was great. I do not expect to have day one days every day, obviously. Keep in mind, no matter what happened to you on opening day of baseball, whether you had a great day or you had the worst day, there's 161 more games. It's a long season. And it's every day. So, tread, money management, slow your roll, make sure you're, there for the long haul. Especially if you're doing this as a hobby, you don't want to make it a thing where you're depositing money on you every day, every time you get paid. I got to deposit money so I can, feed my hobby. Well, your hobby shouldn't make you money. So pay attention to the channel. There's a lot of good handicappers over at the channel. Picksparlays.net is the website. The YouTube is Picks and Parlays. Obviously, there you can use promo code LENNY. That'll save you 20% off your entire purchase if you ever purchase anything at picksandparlays.net. I don't care if it's a subscription package, just a one-day package, whatever it is. Use this promo code. You'll save yourself 20% off at purchase. Don't forget, like, subscribe. One of the parlays, for example, this one's a weird. People are going to think I'm crazy for this. Juan Soto over a hit. I need him over a half. So one hit. Just one hit today. But I also like Houston to win. Parlay that together is plus 173. Individually, it's like minus 204 for Juan Soto and 120 for the Astros. I don't think the Astros lose. I don't think they lose today. I just don't. I think after the Yankees win yesterday, I don't see the Astros just losing back-to-back games. Not saying it's not possible. Not saying that. I like Javier a little bit better than I like Rondon. So that's kind of where I'm at. Some correlated stuff. Obviously, individually, I like Houston as well. We talked about the Arizona Dodgers one. San Diego. Like I told you, I won parlay, the 3-game parlay. I did the Philly, Houston, San Diego, parlayed that together. I liked all of them individually. And then here comes Craig Trapp to take credit for this parlay. I liked him individually. I watched his parlay YouTube short video, and I went, oh, yeah, duh, I should parlay them together. And so I did. So he could get credit for the parlay, but the individual bets, no. So let's bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself. Craig Trapp.
What's up? How we doing?
That's really zoomed in when we did that. I'm good. I just did a contest update on Fridays. We do the live show. So I just do a quick contest. We're about to wrap it up. We keep it under 30 minutes or so. But we just do a contest update for the monthly contest because we're almost at the end of the month. It only goes to the 30th. Got to promote April's contest that starts on the 1st.
Who's leading here now?
Grayson Adams is leading with a record right now after 28 days. He is 36-18-2 after 56 picks.
So 36-18.
18-2. 2 draws that he pushed on.
That's like 67%.
Yeah, dude. Like, hey, we laugh in this contest. We talk a lot of trash, just everybody competing in it. It's friendly trash talk. But we talk a lot of stuff, it just, it's a grind, this contest. Oh. You got to have 40 wins in this contest to win money.
Well,
40 wins.
Betting in general.
Well, yeah, right.
I mean, if you knew some of the people, when people buy my subscriptions, they actually get one-on-one. So I get text, they give my phone number to text me. And you ought to hear people just think that you're only going to win. I'm like, guys, it would be like playing the stock market and think that every day you're going to have
every day you're going to make money, right?
It's like, dude, it's the exact same. And until you take your mindset from today, yesterday, and tomorrow, let's just say, everybody is just always trying to, oh, I didn't win yesterday, I didn't win today. It's like, guys, if you bet 365 days a year, you're going to lose probably or push on more than half. Yeah. So because you're just trying to on those days, if half your days you can just find a way to scratch it even, and then you have 100 days.
I was just talking about Alabama, for example, college basketball game, Alabama, the Crimson Tide. I'm like, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this team. I go because I win and I cash on their overs, but I keep betting against them and they keep winning. Hey. So I don't make money on them, but I don't really lose a lot of money either. So I have a love-hate relationship with them. I just can't get.
That's why, March Madness is so awesome, because on any given one day, this isn't like a series like you get in baseball. This is like the one game atmosphere. Anything can happen. Anything. Like if they played that, first of all, the guy that shoots it with 40 seconds to go, the worst shooter he's like, you're open for a reason. They leave him open.
Right.
Bricks it. They go from up one to down.
They want you to shoot that.
One of the worst decisions. Like if that was 5 seconds on shot clock, okay, you gotta have to shoot it. They had 12, 14 seconds. you give it. I know they did not play well, and they still were winning there. But it's like, I don't know. I
They
don't see
didn't
Alabama
deserve to win
winning
that. I
game.
felt like North Carolina did everything they could to lose that game, but Alabama didn't want to win it either. So I don't know.
Well,
I thought
the
that
March
Clemson game
Madness.
was good.
People say March Madness would be ruined if they added another round. I just don't think so, because I think it would be more of the upsets. Because
Right.
you add. It's just the one game atmosphere. Like we've seen it this year. Any teams have lost to nobody conferences and then come back and beat a top 10 team. It's the nature of college basketball with the transfer portal and the NIL has just changed the game. The days of Kentucky, Kansas, North Carolina, and Duke just dominating and nobody.
That's not how
it's over. It is 100% over. You can't outspend, because what happens is these kids got to go somewhere now. So if like Kentucky all of a sudden decides, okay, I don't want they're not going to stop getting the top 10 recruit.
Yeah,
and they don't want to set behind. They do not want to.
Who can ever pay? Who pays the most?
No, but
whatever.
Say you go to Kentucky, you're the top recruit.
Right.
You're not going there if they go get the top NLI shooting guard that's competing against you. That's just not the way it works. So that kid ends up going to maybe the lesser school, maybe the Iowa States of the world that lost last night, or
San Diego States.
Like it makes those teams that much better. And you can't stop. Like if you're Duke, North Carolina, the Blue Bloods, let's just say.
Right.
UCLA, you have to continue to get the top recruits, because like that makes your program relevant. If all of a sudden you stop getting good recruiting classes, this is just like football. If you're not a top 10 recruiting class in football, the coach gets fired sometimes that next year.
You don't make it very far.
Right.
That's not happening.
There's with the money that they are offering the NCAA to expand, March Madness will expand sooner than later. There's the same reason why they expanded the playoff in football. You think if they expanded the football playoff that like the top 4 or 5 teams are going to win most years anyway. It's only being done.
It's going to be the same thing over.
It's the money. They're only doing it for the money. The NCAA will do the same thing.
The money.
I do think it might water down the football playoffs, but I do not think it would water down March Madness if you added, I don't know, 20 more teams. I don't know. Maybe the top 16 or whatever that equates out to gets a bye. So that way you have some, like, hey, why do we play all year if we're just going to, okay, well, the top 16 teams get a bye or something.
Were you surprised by anything yesterday, last night in college basketball? Because
I was surprised Clemson won outright. I love Clemson plus the points, and I was surprised Iowa State played that. The decision making on how they guarded and double teamed and left Shannon wide open for threes. That team is a great defensive team. I know they were outsized there. I make them beat me with 2-pointers. I'm not giving up threes. I thought Iowa State made some bad decisions early, especially in the first half. In the second half, they missed 3 layups each time that could have tied the game or brought them within 1 or 2. Those, you just can't afford to do that when you're playing. Like they really played poorly on defense. Like if Houston plays like that tonight, because Houston kind of plays the similar style, Houston will go down tonight to Duke as well. You can't make bad decisions.
I talked about this. I'm on Houston personally, and I told everybody that it's not my most favorite. It's like my least favorite college basketball bet. I'm all over Gonzaga though.
That game is my best bet, so I won't talk about that. But
all right, fair.
I want to mention something. We are about, I think it's like 2,000 to 50,000 subscribers. 2,000 subscribers to 50,000. Now, granted, our channel's it's whatever it is. It's a couple thousand. So if you would hit the subscribe button, I got a special. So if at the run rate we get I don't know, 30 new subscribers a day or something. At the run rate, we're going to get it in a couple months. When we get it, I'm going to have a special for everybody, all access pass. So make sure you help us by sharing all that stuff here at
Absolutely.
YouTube. This is YouTube we're talking about. I know some of the people here are from Twitter, and but everybody's going to get the same offer. So if you help us either way.
Absolutely.
The other thing I thought was interesting, and I think it will pan out tonight. these teams that have gotten hot at the end of the year, NC State, Clemson, Illinois, like how, Gonzaga, like these are teams versus teams like Houston that were good all year long. How will this, how will this,
Right.
hash out? And that is eventually these hot teams, they're going to have a bad shooting day, or they're going to run across UConn. And that's all it takes.
Well, yeah, UConn rules. I mean, and listen, in my bracket, which is still alive Final Four wise, it's not doing very well at all. But otherwise,
Final Four, I've got the 3 Big East teams in the Final Four. So UConn looks good. We'll see what.
No, I think I had Arizona. Maybe I lost one last night.
I mean, I was not shocked. Arizona and the Pac-12 in general have struggled for decades now to deal with.
Yeah, but I didn't see Clemson.
It's the same
I had
way
Clemson
the Pac-12 football.
Points,
you know what I mean? It's the Pac-12 football. It's like you play fun and gun a lot of times, and then all of a sudden now you got to play the big boys. And that, eventually you're going to run up against a team that's just bigger, stronger, faster. And that was really the case. Arizona could not deal with the physicality of Clemson last night. And I'm so excited to see the realignment now that the Pac-12 is gone. I mean, I'm sad to see, these conferences go away completely. But Arizona in the Big 12 now, imagine Arizona, Kansas, Houston. Who's the other team this year? Iowa State. All 4 of those teams are going to be in the freaking Big 12 next year. Yeah, you use Texas, Oklahoma. Guess what? They're not great at basketball. Yeah. The basketball conference is going to, and then you throw in Cincinnati. BYU was very good this year. TCU was good. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a monster basketball conference. The ACC years of reigning of being the best conference, I think, is over, even though they're doing pretty well in this year's tournament. I just don't, Duke and North Carolina, I think, are at a crossroads with new coaches and stuff.
I agree. College basketball, I'm not real big into college basketball until like the end of this, when tournament time starts, just like everybody else. But I mean, I follow it along. I mean, it's hard to be in this industry and not follow college basketball.
Yep.
We talk about it so much.
The March Madness is so good that it's
so fun for everyone.
It's like the Kentucky Derby of horse racing, where everybody follows the Kentucky Derby. Everybody follows March Madness. You really can't say that in any other sport. I would say that it's like, I guess you could say maybe the Daytona 500 if you're a NASCAR. Like, if you're not a diehard NASCAR fan, a lot of people, or the Indy 500, where you watch these one-off events and you're like, but then rest of the year, maybe only the diehards.
Well, yeah, I mean, not a lot.
Maybe
of people
the Masters even for golf.
Horse race all year, but they watch the Derby.
I would say Masters, or when Tiger Woods was winning, it was just whenever Tiger was.
Well, yeah, it was every weekend when Tiger was playing. But now it's the Masters, big deal.
I mean, the NCAA women's tournament right now, it's Caitlin Clark. Like, people have followed Caitlin Clark since last year's tournament and the feud with LSU. And I've heard that the handle in Vegas on women's basketball already this year is like 5 times what it's ever been in years past. And so I'm sure the Sweet 16 on is going to kind of, follow that. And if Iowa and them all, like UConn, some of the blue bloods, South Carolina, all get there, I think it's going to be an amazing.
It's going to be crazy. I think it
won't be
higher rated on TV.
But like, it's, it's
she got a major deal for after college with the Big 3. She's been offered from Ice Cube $3 million.
No, 5. And then Dave Portnoy from Barstool said if she'll play on their intramural team instead, it's $10 million.
I mean,
someone said that's $10 million would take her like 130 years if she makes the max in the WNBA to make that money. So it's like,
why would she not?
Now, how real is that? I don't know. Like, and isn't the Olympics this summer?
Yes.
I wonder if the Olympic team, I'm pretty sure it's this year.
This year.
Because it was the COVID year. It was going to be the COVID year, and then they backed it off. But I
think you're right. It's this year.
So I wonder if they would bring her on or if they've already settled team. Now, that's how much I know about the women's Olympic basketball team. But she is. She
can write her own destiny, basically, whatever she wants to do. WNBA.
And I'm going to say I have a guilty pleasure for women's basketball. Before I was born, my parents had University of Cincinnati basketball tickets for boys and girls. And we always have been fans. Even when my dad died, I kept them kind of like a, homage to my dad, even though I don't even live in Cincinnati. My daughter goes to most of the games. But the game has changed. There used to be a finesse game that they weren't super skilled. Now the women's
grinded out.
They're physical and it's super skilled. And then you get a girl that comes along like Steph Curry, which is Caitlin Clark. I mean, it's been transcendent. So I can't wait to see how this year ends for both the men's and the women's. I think at this point, after watching UConn play 3 games, it would be a major upset if anybody else wins. Major.
Yes, I'll agree with that because I think they go they fly under the radar. Not a lot of people talk about them because they just dominate. And then we're talking about every other game, which is super exciting. And they don't play real exciting basketball. They just kind of dominate and shut the other team down.
They don't have one single player that you can say. It's not Zach Edey. We stopped Zach Edey. We're probably going to win. You can't say, Shannon.
Take one
Illinois.
person away.
If you take one guy away, they'd have 3 more, 5 more, 6 more.
Complete team. Complete team,
top to bottom,
and they're deep.
Like, if you said right now you could have anybody else left or UConn, I'm taking UConn. And I'd probably give you -1. I'd probably lay my 150 to your 100.
Yeah.
I would lay it because I'm telling you, they're that good. And Coach Hurley, I didn't think he'd have a super success there. He's pulled every right string. I mean, he loses 3 guys to the NBA. All 3 guys are playing in the NBA, by the way. Like, not just on the bench, like playing.
Right.
A couple other in between the G League, but still, they're playing. These are guys that are, you're only usually 1 or 2 guys per team, unless you're Kentucky, who's going to the pros every year. So, to lose 3 guys that are in the pros and still be able to win and dominate. I mean, the only game they really lost that was surprising was that game to Creighton, and Creighton shot like 65% for threes. Well, okay. If some team comes in and shoots 65, 70%, that just doesn't happen. Like, you will not get that. That's a one-off kind of deal. And I think they are going to just roll. Now, against the spread, that's a different – they've covered every game easily.
But I think Illinois is going to give them a little bit of trouble. Listen – Illinois could give them some trouble, but I think UConn kind of rolls. I'm going to take
single digits though. What's the line? 8.5.
8.5. I think double-digit win.
I don't know.
UConn. I said it earlier on the show.
They've come across. Illinois is big, and that's why how they beat Iowa State. They were big. Like, their size gave Iowa State big problems. They couldn't score. Now UConn is huge. UConn's going to be even bigger, but at least they can match up a little bit. So I'm interested to see how that game, because Illinois wants to run. They want to run.
Absolutely, they want to run.
Like, we've seen UConn get in some running games this year and not have a problem. Now, I don't think that's the preferred style.
Right. Well, at the beginning of the game the other day yesterday against San Diego State, it started to run. And I was like, I don't think you want to get in that game. I remember thinking this to myself UConn, you don't want to run with San Diego State. And then they kind of just ran, and then they ran as they wanted to run, and then they shut them down, and then they kept running.
Well, it was 4 with like 1:50 to go in the first half.
Yeah.
And it was 9 at half. And then they came out in like 3 possessions. It was like –
and it was like boom, boom, boom. And I was like, what happened?
Over. So
I missed the first 5 minutes of the second half, and I feel like
there's no team out there like that. Like, there's no other team left that you could say is just –
is that dominant?
No. Maybe Purdue matches up with them well.
Oh my God.
Because of the size inside, like, that gives you, Zach Edey is a monster.
He's a difference maker. I think
I said, I got a best bet in this game
overrated, but he's great.
I'm excited to see that game tonight. That, of all the games, obviously, it's my best bets. I'm always excited to watch the best bets. But now baseball today. Like, I always say day 2 and 3 are real, because especially these towns like Cincinnati that throws these huge parades and it's such a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, you can have huge letdowns. Now, Cincinnati always is off the day after opening day, unless there's a rain out or something weird.
Right.
But a lot of these other teams aren't. So, like, I always say, beware of the teams the day after playing the home teams that are big favorite. I've seen it so many times where they just lay an egg because they were I mean, the whole city
They
was
partied
partying.
last
The team was
night.
partying.
Yeah, opening day. Woo!
And if they win, then that other team's like, ready. I always say, when a
I'm
team
glad
wins,
my Tigers aren't playing today. By the way, Tigers start off with the best record in baseball. 1-0.
Tied with my Reds. Reds are going undefeated.
I know. I saw. It took me everything I had not to tweet out yesterday. 162-0. Here we come. Or on pace for 162-0. Hey, but I will say this about my Tigers. Tell me if I'm wrong, real quick, before we wrap it up. I think my Tigers are a very good I don't want to say very good. I think they're a good defensive team. I think their pitching is going to be it's their strong suit, but their offense is anemic.
But they play in the worst.
They're going to win games like yesterday, though. 1-0.
So, I mean, other than the Guardians, and I guess you say the Guardians and the Twins, like, I don't think the White Sox are any good. So you play in an average, below average division. That's the positive. Division. That's probably the easiest division in baseball, but I don't know how they're going to score runs.
They can't score no run. That's not. We're hoping. I mean, the hope from Tigers fans here is that our young guys like Spencer Torkelson and Riley Green and Parker Meadows and all that, they kind of take. This is the year they take off and take the next step.
All these young kids have opportunities. Like, you just don't know, like, how a young kid's going to handle being in the bigs.
You don't know.
And even the young kids that got experience last year, the last 2 years, how they grow. Like, we've seen these players where they just become like superstars overnight somewhat. And that's what they're going to need. They're going to need somebody to come kind of from left field to give them some pop. And I'm not a super believer in their pitching staff. Like, I think it's better than the last decade, let's say. That's not saying a whole lot, though. Like,
did you see Tariq Skubal last night? He shut them down.
I would say here's what I'd like to see baseball do, and they're never going to do it because they're so high and mighty, and they think that they're like that. Everybody still follows baseball. Let me tell you, nobody follows baseball. Like, it's the people that bet, like us,
the people that bet,
fans. Yeah. But it is a sport that is almost behind NHL if you look at the stats now. As far as like watchers and viewers and Instagram, Instagram, TikTok, you follow everything.
Yeah.
They got to make it the season shorter. Like, it's
ridiculous.
First of all, starting in March is stupid. It should have started after the NCAA tournament. Starting against the Sweet 16 last night, are you stupid? Like,
yeah. You texted me that. It was like, who schedules the opening day on Sweet 16 day? And I'm like, I'm
doing it on Wednesday. Wouldn't you do it on Wednesday? Like, we'll do it. If we're going to do it, let's do it on Wednesday, the day before the Sweet 16, so that there's nothing. They were against this.
You could have did it next Monday and had the whole day.
If they were going to do it Thursday, all day games, so they'd have been over before the NCAA. So those night games last night, unless you were at the game, no one was watching those. They were all watching the Sweet 16. So, but to me, it used to always be the Monday of the national championship would be opening day.
Yeah.
So it's like the game was late. So in most of them are day games. So it was a good kickoff. Now, and I get it, this year with the March Madness is a week later so that kind of messed things up. But still, it wouldn't have been till this coming week. So I don't know.
I don't think I think even because you have those East Coast Midwest teams, I think you should start it later in the season. Like, maybe even like as far as end of April, beginning of May, like May 1st, and then shorten the end just a little bit. So now we're not playing. I mean, October is good, but we don't need to play in Halloween.
20 to 30 games less. But I think but the problem is revenue. What owner is stepping up and saying, hey, I want 10 or 15 less home games, which is like a couple $1 million in profit per game. So it's like, okay, that's $30 million. Because let me tell you, the players aren't taking less. So the Players Association not signing it, so it would have to be on the
baseball's ridiculous.
But I do think they could pick this up by, it was a pretty successful going over and playing in Korea. What if all the teams went over there and played in early April? Said, hey, we're going to have a NCAA style tournament where, everybody plays in a round robin. I don't even know how it would work, but kind of like the in-season tournament, but in Korea or in China or in one of these countries that you want to each year somewhere different, and you play 10 to 15 games in like a 2 week thing. And that revenue split up evenly amongst all the teams, and thus you maybe even grow the sport. I think that could be interesting, where you get, it's kind of like spring training, but it counts, and it makes no sense to send teams to Korea, like send two teams to Korea a week before the season, and like that was just, I don't know.
I don't understand that. I felt like was desperately trying to copy what the NFL does, and with the Germany game and the Mexico City game and stuff like.
Right.
And I thought that was just very desperate. The NHL does that very well with the Sweden, with the European series. They go to Sweden and stuff, but a lot of European hockey players, it's different.
It's not quite the travel. I mean, it was like it's like a day trip. You can't do it in the regular season because of unless people would be like, hey, we're going to do it over the All-Star break. Like, so people are playing the All-Star game and then they go right away, like, because there's still like two or 3 more days off. That would be the only other time that you could do it, other than doing it like they did this year. But to me, baseball has to shorten the season. I love the pitch clock, made the games faster. I love that. I love some of the things. I don't love the extra inning rules. Like, I think I don't
like the guy on second.
As a bettor, I hate it because
yes.
I mean, one mistake in the extra innings and all your handicapping is going up in smoke. Like, that's all you need. You need one hit, and you basically can win the game. And then the other team, gets a double play. Walks a guy, gets a double play. All of a sudden, they're out of their next inning. I don't know. I hate the extra inning rule. I do like the pitch clock.
I'm not a big fan of it as well. Side note, I'm going to the opening night of the Las Vegas Aviators, the minor league team here. We're taking the kids to go see the minor league baseball team. So
when's that
whenever
week?
I go to minor league games, bet the over.
Is it the next game?
It's tonight.
Oh, it is tonight.
It's tonight. It's Aviators.
Like a couple days later. I guess not this year.
Vegas and Reno. Whatever Reno's, I forget what they're called, but the Las Vegas, the Aviators, formerly as the 51.
So Lenny, are we just like, I did it last night and it won, betting against the A's every game this year? Every game. Every home game, especially, because like, people are there booing them. Like, no one's showing up. Like,
I mean, like something like today, Cleveland at a short price, minus 130 on the money line, you can get right around that. Like, I don't hate that, but I am a little skeptical of Oakland because I kind of think I think that it's like remember Major League, the movie with Charlie Sheen? It's like that scenario where they're trying to get rid of him, and maybe the A's at the end all of a sudden screw around and find out, and they're in the playoffs.
First of all, they're not a good team.
It's like the real life movie.
The A's ownership, well, first of all, they're not a rich team. They're not rich.
At all.
There's some of these owners that are like the Steve Cohens of the world that have funny money that can it doesn't matter. If they lose $100 million, they just make another $100 million. That's not the A's. And they're having to pay this huge fee to move and to build the stadium. And like, there's lots of costs there. They have no players. Look at their payroll. Their payroll is
it's the worst in the league, and it shows.
Like,
they're the poorest team in the league, and it shows.
I don't know. I think MLB should have been like, hey, you can move, but you have to invest in your team.
Well, that's what I mean. You're going to move it to Vegas, which, okay, great. You got a new stadium. You got a brand new look. In the biggest stage, in arguably one of the biggest stages in the world, Las Vegas, on the Strip, and that's great and all. But if you're not going to put money into the team, it's gonna look.
I mean, they'll
like
make 3
CBS
times or 4
on the
times
Strip.
the
It's gonna look out of place.
I mean, they're going to have 40,000 at every game, because if you're a Detroit Tigers fan and you're in town, if your team's in town, and whatever team you live in and around Vegas, or even if you're a Detroit fan and you live in Detroit, you're like, hey, let's go to Vegas for 3 days. We'll watch the Tigers, a day game and 2 night games, and go out, on the Strip and have a good time. And it's not super. I don't think it'll be super expensive tickets. Baseball in general, even in the big cities, are not super expensive tickets.
I mean, like Golden Knights tickets, Vegas Golden Knights. I know it's hockey and whatever, but they just won the Stanley Cup, and their tickets Me and the wife went, and it was like $200. You get tickets for like $100 each.
It'll be like $40 or $50 for baseball because baseball has so many more games. I mean, 82 home games is like now. If the Yankees are in town, yes, they'll get bought up. But I mean, your average game isn't going to be that, and like especially their division in the West. I mean, what team is big? That I mean, those are the games they play the most. Who are you going to like? I mean, what team are you like? It was the Angels with Ohtani, but now he's not there. I guess Mike Trout's still there, but I mean, they're not any good.
I mean, he's not good, but Seattle.
I mean, Ohtani's not even going to be playing baseball very soon because
I think he's not going to fit. He's not going to be playing on the Dodgers.
I know enough about gambling and bookies. Like, I'm not a bookie. People kind of get confused at times with what we do. We give out the winners. The bookies don't like us. But I know a lot of bookies and a lot of people. Trust me, you do not run up the tab that this guy ran up. If you know what I mean, like
everybody knew who everybody was, and you know what I mean. It's not. This isn't a couple $100 to a guy down the street at a bar. You know, this is millions of dollars involved.
And even a guy at the bar, though, like once you get to a certain point, if a guy knows it's, you know, say a guy makes 10 grand a month, he's not going to let him get in for $3,500. He's not going to get paid. That's you can lose, but if I can't collect, you know, so it's always risk. Like a risk.
You got to have some sort of collateral. You can't wager.
You got to know the guy has the income to be able to pay
that kind of money.
There's no way you're getting into millions of dollars for a guy that makes, I don't know what that interpreter made, maybe what he makes, $300,000 or $400,000. There's no way he's letting them get into millions of dollars without knowing that they got Ohtani that will pay the bill. And if Ohtani didn't gamble and all he's doing is helping out his friend, there's nothing against that. He could just say, hey, my friend got in over his head and I bailed him out because I didn't want him to get his freaking knees knocked, out. That's what he should have said. Like,
that's what he said. But instead, he said he was stolen from, and the guy stole the money and that. And if that blows back on him, then he just looks guilty in the public eye. And then it's all bad.
Listen, guys that have billions of dollars, I don't say billions, but, he's owed billion. He's going to be a billionaire when it's all said and done, most likely. They're not checking their bank account every day. So, yes, you could probably get away with millions of dollars, but guess what? They all have accountants. And if $4 million, I think is the number they're saying now, is all of a sudden not accounted, like somebody's making a call to you like, hey, did you wire this money? Is this
right? Yeah.
This wasn't going to be like out of the blue, like, oh my God, I only knew when this investigation of this guy by the, for money laundering, like
suspect as hell.
And I get it. He's the best player in baseball.
So was Pete Rose.
Pete Rose was never the best player in baseball.
At his time,
he was the best hitter in baseball, but he wasn't the best player.
Okay, fair enough.
It's like saying Tony Gwynn was the best player in his generation. He was never the best player. Best hitter, yes. But like he's not the best player. This guy's the best player. It might be, if he goes on to keep doing what he's doing, the best player ever. Like, Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth. Like, you're talking. Now, granted, he's got more years he's got to put into, you got to be able to do it for a long period of time to ever overtake those guys in my mind. But he's up there right now already. And so you don't want that guy to go away. It just looks really bad right now, especially with the legalization of sports betting across the U.S. And every one of these guys, I believe there's a sports book in the Red Stadium now. A lot of these stadiums have
I know. I go to Lions games, FanDuel's everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, what was the guy? Oh, it was the Bickerstaff guy from the Cleveland Cavs was like, hey, I'm getting like guys on the sideline saying, hey, don't take this guy out now. And I'm tired of it because they want us to cover. And, it's gotten out of hand. It's like, dude, this has been going on before sports betting was legal. It's just bigger now. And it's on but your salaries are paid by these huge endorsement deals that these sports books are signing. I mean, they're on the floor now, or like in every commercial.
Everywhere.
I get it. You might not like it, but you want to make your money and you want these teams to be profitable, unfortunately, the sports betting is here to stay. And it's, thank God for us, at least, let's say.
Let's leave on that note. I got to run out of here. I got to go do an NHL rapid fire. Be on the lookout for that on the YouTube channel later.
Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. We're on the chase for
50.
For 50,000. So once we get that, I got a special for everybody. So Lenny, you start pushing it. I'm hoping we can get it by like June, July.
Okay.
Like that's what we're on pace for. So hopefully it's early June. And I got something special for everybody.
All right, let's get after it. I'm Detroit Lenny, Picks and Parlays. Craig Trapp, we appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, ring that bell. Bet When Repeats here every Friday where I'll do a live thing. I'll see you guys next week. Good luck unless you're